Glen High School. My favorite place to call games. However, tonight we are calling it for the Dripping Springs Tigers. Dripping Springs comes into this game with a overall record of 27-1. However, they finished their district number 1 overall, 15-1. Dripping Springs, and they'll be going up against the Glen Grizzlies. Glen finishing their district. Let's see, I believe they finished runner-up in a very tough district.
We hope you will enjoy today's game and help to support your school and community by practicing proper social distancing measures. Remember to keep at least 6 feet between you and others outside your household. Together we can slow the spread of COVID-19. We would like to take a moment to thank the coaches, directors, teachers, school administrators, and staff for their dedication to our student athletes during this uncertain time. It is through their leadership this game was made possible. Show your respect for them and the student athletes by following.
It's a very windy game today. I wish I brought like a little screen, could put that right up next to me. As Glen finished in a very tough district, 9-5, and that district included Eastview as well as the number 1 team in the nation, Leander, who has, as you guys know, they finished 4th overall in the district, just getting into the playoffs with a 9-5 win-loss record in district play, finishing runner-up to Eastview, Georgetown, and the number 1 team in the nation, Leander, who finished an astonishing 29-0. As I am currently writing in my lineup. And if you are currently tuning in, I am warming up the pipes for Dripping Springs softball. It will be tonight at 7, and then tomorrow in Dripping Springs, that game will be at 7 as well. And if necessary, we will come back to Glen High School on Saturday if necessary, as all Glen broadcasts will be audio only. Meanwhile, the game tomorrow in Dripping Springs, that game will be a video broadcast. As I stop my pausing, I am currently filling out my lineup card.
We're pleased to welcome you to Glen High School for tonight's U.S. State Bi-District playoff game between the District 26 representative Dripping Springs Tigers and the District 25 representative your Glen Grizzlies. The student athletes involved in tonight's contest understand the importance of sportsmanship and know that it should be practiced at all times. Please help our students by showing respect to all participants and spectators at tonight's contest and cheering only in a positive manner. Now for the starting lineup for the visiting Dripping Springs Tigers. Leading off and playing shortstop, sophomore number 3, Taylor Anderson. Batting second and playing second base, sophomore number 17, Lennon Scott. Batting third and pitching, sophomore number 14, Jordan Cox. Batting fourth and playing third, freshman number 18, Hayden Anderson. Batting fifth and playing right field, sophomore number 7, Erica Kaczynski. Batting sixth and playing center field, junior number 5, Haley Kaczynski. Batting seventh and catching, senior number 9, Maddie Torres. Batting eighth and in the designated player position, sophomore number 12, Kate Tressler. Batting ninth and playing left field, senior number 4, Maddie Martz. In the flex position and playing first base, senior number 1, Abby Hurlbut. Reserves for the Dripping Spring Tigers tonight include junior number 6, Katie Young, sophomore number 8, Ashton Owens, senior number 10, Chloe Ezel, sophomore number 11, Mallory Sandoval, sophomore number 13, Olivia Letson, senior number 15, Hadley Needham, sophomore number 16, Jordan Hudgens, and senior number 20, Jessica Schneider. The Tigers are coached by head coach Wade Womack. Assistant coaches are Paige Schaefer, Courtney Morris, and Thomas Kane. And now the starting lineup for your Glen Grizzlies. Leading off and playing center field, senior number 4, Tasia Tate. Batting second and playing right field, junior number 11, Natalie Hoffman. Batting third and playing left field, junior number 38, Kiana Chavez. Batting fourth and pitching, junior number 16, Riley Harris. Batting fifth and catching, sophomore number 13, Dakota Farmer. Batting sixth in the designated player position, junior number 9, Caitlin Belter. Batting seventh and playing shortstop, senior number 14, Paige Shuck. Batting eighth and playing third base, sophomore number 6, Peyton Gilmore. Batting ninth and playing first base, senior number 5, Caitlin Truelove. In the flex position and playing second base, junior number 1, Taylor Crosby. Reserves for the Grizzlies tonight include senior number 7, Layla Thrush, sophomore number 10, Mackenzie Wood, junior number 12, McKenna Bolin, and junior number 15, Kylie McLean. The Grizzlies are coached by head coach Marissa Guzman. Assistant coaches include Michael Baca and Kathy Johnson. Athletic trainer is Jason Allen and Molly Kidd. Glen High School principal is Sean Miller and athletic coordinator is Rob Schoenfeld. Leander ISD athletic director is Jonathan Lamb and superintendent is Bruce Gehring. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, please rise, remove your hats, and direct your attention to the United States flag located behind the left field foul pole for the playing of our national anthem.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Glen High School for this bi-district matchup between the Glen Grizzlies and your Dripping Springs Tigers. As I mentioned earlier in the broadcast, if you're listening to me warming up the pipes, Dripping Springs this game will first be played in Glen, and then back to Dripping Springs tomorrow, and then necessarily we'll come back to Glen for a tiebreaker. As they're getting ready to go here at Glen High School. be Taylor Anderson leading things off, followed by Luna Scott, followed by Jordan Cox, Hayden Anderson, Erica Kanzinski, Haley Kanzinski, Maddie Torres, Kate Tressler, Maddie Matras, and Abby Hurlbut. Playing flex position tonight. So Taylor Anderson will step in. It'll be Riley Hams in the circle for the Glen Grizzlies. First pitch is taken low for a ball. 1-0. Dripping Springs coming into this game with a record of 15-1 in district play, finishing first overall in district player. Should be bi-district champions, I should say, as Lynn comes into this game 9-5 in district play, but a very tough district got to play in with Eastview Georgetown and Leander. His ball misses upstairs, 2 balls, no strikes, and number 1 team in the nation, Leander, who did not lose a single game all season. It's Anderson waiting for a 2-0 pitch from Hams. Pitch is in there, misses low, rolls it in there. So Riley Hams difficulty finding the zone in the early goings. Three-0 pitch shows bunt and takes it outside, ball 4. So Ham can't find the zone at all. And there's 1 on for Scott. Bunts it back towards the screen. It is 1-0. First strike thrown by Ham. Taylor Anderson over at first base, top of the first inning. Nobody out. Scott holds her hand up, calls time. Now she's ready for the pitch. Pitch from Riley shows bunt again. Takes it outside. Unless they called in, they called it outside. And it's 1-1 to Scott. Shows bunt, takes it upstairs, thought to go to first base. Not in time, it's 2-1. Shows bunt, takes it in there, thrown on second base. It will be not in time as Anderson had come off the bag. It's very wet, it's very slippery on that turf ground, but able to get her foot back on the bag. Very close play over at second base. Good job by Anderson. Be aware and getting back on that bag. That probably looks much better as the 2-2 pitch is cut on and missed for strike 3. First strikeout of the game for either team, first out of the inning. And that'll bring up Cox. That'll be Jordan Cox, that is the pitcher. The chance to help herself out before she's even stepped on the mound. Or I should say, in the circle. So Anderson over at second base with 1 out for Jordan Cox. Riley's ready. Here's the pitch. Takes it upstairs as catcher fakes a throw back over to first base. The 1 pitch shows bunt. Can't get the bunt down. Throw over to third base, and Anderson will slide in there safely. So Taylor Anderson over at third base with 1 out. Jordan Cox at the plate with a 2-0 count as the infielders are playing shallow. It shows bunt. Can't get the bunt down as Anderson was off the bag. A throw to third base. It gets off of the glove of the third baseman. So 2-1 pitch, swing and a miss. It's 2-2. Two-two. Fouls it back to the screen. It remains 2-2. Top of the first inning here at Glenn High School. Dripping Springs has Taylor Anderson over at third base with 1 out. Jordan Cox sits back now. Now time is called. I think it's like Riley Hams maybe waiting to get a new softball. She'll get one. I mentioned earlier, it's wet outside. They are playing on a turf field though, so anything short of lightning or just an absolute monsoon, well, stop us from this game. 2-2 pitch is on the ground off the second baseman. They have to go over to first base for the out. A run comes home. Help yourself, Jordan Cox. RBI ground out. It's 1-0. So bases are empty now for Hayden Anderson, with the Tigers leading 1-0 over the Grizzlies. Pitch to Anderson is swung on and missed. The pitch upstairs. It is 1-0. As a 1 pitch misses low. Two outs, base is empty. Tigers in front, 1-0. Anderson at the play. The 1-1 pitch misses way upstairs. Ham's finding a little bit of difficulty getting in the zone. Anderson now waiting for a 2-1 pitch. Here it comes. Misses outside. 3 balls, no strikes. 3-1 pitch is in there as Anderson had thrown the bat away, thinking it was ball 4. Hams is definitely outside the zone more often than she's been in the zone in this first inning. Kaczynski on deck. Here's the 3-2. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Hams able to pick up a couple strikeouts. However, Dripping Springs, they take the 1-0 lead. We'll be right back. You're listening to Dripping Springs Softball on the Vype Media Network. Bottom half of the first inning here at Glenn High School. Dripping Springs up 1-0 in this bi-district playoff matchup. It'll be Tate followed by Hoffman and Chavez here in the bottom of the first inning. Jordan Cox in the circle. She'll be pitching to Torres. Anderson over at third base. Taylor Anderson over at second base. Taylor Anderson over at shortstop. Scott over at second base. Hurlbut over at first. Maratz in left field, Kaczynski in center field, and Kaczynski in right field as Tate tries to fly one to left field, and Maratz comes in and makes a great catch on the run. 1 pitch, 1 out. And now bring up Hoffman.
Number 11, Natalie Hoffman.
Pitch to Hoffman, and she tries to swing at the first pitch. This one goes foul, though. It's 0-1. Just as a reminder, this game, all games at Glenn, will be audio only. So if we come back here Saturday, that will be an audio only broadcast. One out here in the bottom of the first inning. Dripping Springs up 1-0. Cox's pitch to Hoffman. This is upstairs. They're going to say she went around. They're going to appeal, and they're going to say he didn't go around. Playoff game will have 3 umpires, and it's a home plate umpire. He initially pointed and then went to appeal to the third base umpire, and he said no. So it was 0-2 is now just 1-1 as Hoffman calls time. Hoffman's back in the box. Here comes the pitch from Cox. Fouls it back. It's 1-2 now. Allie Hoffman's ready, standing way back in the batter's box with a wide open stance as she fouls that one back. It's 1-2. Hoffman is a left-handed hitter, and I've seen people say in the middle of the batter's box in the front, but never. I mean, she has her back foot almost on the line. No, it is on the line between, where the catcher would be standing. He's way far back. Trying to hold back is 1-2 pitches on the ground to Anderson at third, but that'll be foul. We'll do it again. I'm going to say she's out. Why is she out? Why is she out?
I missed it. It was fair because she stepped out of the box and running swing.
And she stepped out of the box while she was swinging. Now there's 2 outs. Wish I had a camera so I could show you guys what was going on, but no idea. But either way, as Chavez will step in as pitch to her misses outside, 1 ball, no strikes. Oh no, pitch misses upstairs and outside, 2 balls, no strikes. Two 2-0 pitch. That one's in there. It's nice to see a big crowd here for playoff softball. Might be able to hear my crowd mic. 2-1 pitch. And that one misses upstairs. 3 balls, 1 strike to Chavez. The 3-1. Upstairs, ball 4. So Jordan Cox throws a 3-1, a 2-out walk. Now bring up Riley Harris. I was saying Hams the entire time. They read it in the book. They put the R's very close together next to the I's. It looks like it says Ham. So it's Riley Harris. I knew that. I've called games here before. I knew that. Pitch to Harris is swung on and misses. Harris was swinging for the fences, trying to get that lead back. Not back, just trying to grab the lead. Chavez over at first. Pitch to Harris is upstairs as Torres thinks about making a throw over to first base. The sight's against it. It's 1-1. So runner on first base with 1 out. As 1-1 pitch misses outside. 11 when a crowd gets into the game. Love it, love it. 2-1 pitch is foul back in the screen. It's 2-2. The 2-2. Swung on and missed, strike 3. So Jordan Cox throws a 2-out walk and then gets the next batter to strike out swinging after 1 complete our score. Dripping Springs 1, the Glen Grizzlies nothing. You're listening to Dripping Springs Softball on the Vype Media Network.
Second, don't you tell me what you think that I could be. I'm the one.
Top of the second inning here at Glen High School. Dripping Springs leading 1-0 in this bi-district playoff matchup. So it'll be Kaczynski stepping into the box as Kaczynski looks at one in there for a strike. Okay, Erica Kaczynski followed by Haley Kaczynski. As pitches upstairs, able to check her swing. That remains 1-1. 1-1 pitch rolls in there. 2 balls, 1 strike. Kaczynski waiting for a 2-2, 2-1 pitch from Harris as it misses outside. Now it's 3 balls, 1 strike as Harris has had a little bit of trouble finding a zone. However, we say that, and she did not give up a hit in the first inning. She gave up a walk. That one rolls in there. For the second straight inning, Riley Harris has thrown a leadoff walk. Those are the only 2 base runners tonight for Dripping Springs. As Anderson drew a leadoff walk, then stole second, and then stole third, and then scored on an RBI ground out by Jordan Cox. So the other Kaczynski will step in there. As Showsbun, throw down at second base, that will be in plenty of time. Kaczynski maybe a bit of a late jump on there. There we go. Now you can see the scoreboard just fine. Slight bit of technical difficulties here. As 1-0 pitch to Kaczynski is swung on and missed. It's 1-1. Just trying to get everything situated as we have a lot of things trying to set up for the audio-only broadcast. As 1 pitch misses upstairs. As it's starting to lightly drizzle here at Glen High School, and I left my umbrella in the car because I thought, ain't no way I'm going to need that. Well, don't tell my fiance that. 2-1 pitch as Kaczynski swings and misses at a pitch. Rolled in there. So it's 2-2 now to Kaczynski. Nobody on. 1 out here in the top of the second inning. Here's the pitch. That one is low. Good take by Kaczynski. It's 3-2 now. So full count to Kaczynski. The payoff pitch from Harris is popped up and out of play. He was just a bit behind that one. That was kind of a more like I have to keep that one. Foul that one off. So is Kaczynski waiting for a payoff pitch. Audio was cut off there for just a moment, but we're back. Payoff pitch is low, ball 4. Back-to-back walks thrown by Riley Harris. Still hasn't allowed a hit. Now bring up the catcher, Torres. Matty Torres steps in. Runner at first base, 1 out. First pitch misses low. The rain is starting to fall down here. A bit harder, man, to run my car and grab my umbrella. Thankfully, it does have a clip on it. 1-0 pitch to Torres, right in there for a strike. One pitch. In there for strike 2. Pitch misses low, roll in there. It's 2-2. Two. In there for strike 3. Torres doesn't take the bat off her shoulder. A third strikeout for Harris. So designated player will step in now. That is Kate Tresler. It's really starting to come down a bit now. May have to take a run to my car in between innings. And that one rolls in there. It gets away from the catcher. She can't find it. As Kaczynski will wind up at second base. I think she was going on the pitch. As now she's going to have a conversation with Harris in the circle going, hey, wait a minute. So Dakota Farmer and Riley Harris have a conversation. Kaczynski over at, where is it, Kanatsky? Kanatsky. I'll ask. It's Kaczynski. I wrote my scope book wrong. The way it's a 2-0 count on Tresler. Trying to add on to their lead in the second inning. 2-0 pitch is swung on and fouled back. It's 2-1. Just got a little bit underneath it. 2-1 pitch to Tressler. Misses low. Left fielder Marat's on deck. Been 2 walks so far in this inning, but a caught stealing and a strikeout. Only 1 on base. My computer is getting kind of soaked right now. That one misses low, and they're going to have Kaczynski's going to swipe third base. She was going on that pitch. That's the 3rd walk in the inning so far. All 4 base runners for Dripping Springs have come via the walk. Still no hits allowed by Harris, but a lot of traffic on the base pads. Pitch to Maddie, misses outside. Harris really having some issues out in the circle. We will get a courtesy runner in.
Bring him home, Maddie.
From the designated player. The flex player, Abby Hurlbutt, over at first base. As 1-0 pitch misses outside. Runners at first and third, 2 outs. Pitch just catches the corner. It is 2 balls, 1 strike. It's another conversation in the circle. It definitely will be in between innings grabbing my umbrella. We're not back in time. I'll give you an update best I can. It's a 2-0, 2-1 count to Maratz. Say Maratz. Go Maratz. 2-1 pitch. In there for a strike. It's Maddie trying to slap it the other way. Left-handed hitter. And while I say that Riley Harris had some command issues, throwing 4 walks, she also has 3 strikeouts in this game, but 4 walks in this inning. Taylor Anderson is on deck. The 2-2 pitch misses upstairs. And it's a full count. Into Maddie Marotz. Payoff pitch. Outside, ball 4. Tressler going on the pitch. The bases are full of Tigers. We go back to the top of the order. It's Taylor Anderson. She walked and scored back in the first inning. So all 4 base runners coming via the walk. And the caught stealing and the strikeouts, where the 2 outs have come from, as first pitch is base hit to the right side. 1 run's going to score. They're going to send home another. The throw to the plate gets away from Farmer. It's 3-0, Dripping Springs. So Kaczynski scores, Tressler scores. Marotz winds up over at third base. Anderson over at second. I'll rule it a single. She's going to second on the throw. It's 3-0, Dripping Springs over the Grizzlies. as computers has now gotten so messy that I actually cannot see. Not even kidding. I can't even change the score. Take my word for it, it's 3-0. Scott will step in now. Strikeout victim her last time up. Runners at second and third as the pitch misses low. Gets away from Farmer, but Moritz will stay up at third base. There we go. Anderson at second, Moritz over at third, 2 outs. As 1-0 pitch at the very top of the zone. Crowd doesn't like it. One pitch. Just catches a piece of that one. Fouls it back to the screen. It's 1-2. The 1-2. Upstairs. Good catch by Farmer. Fakes a throw over to third base. It's 2-2 to Scott. So I'm not sure that would allow the run to scores. It was thrown very hard. It would have bounced off of the screen, I think. So I don't think Moritz would have a chance to run home. That one's a little dribbler. Harris has it. Throw to first base will be in time. But damage done. Dripping Springs gets a 2-run RBI single from Taylor Anderson. They lead 3-0. We'll head to the bottom half of the second inning with our score. Dripping Springs 3, Glenn nothing. Listen to Dripping Springs Softball on the Vype Media Network. I'm going to run to my car, see if I can grab an umbrella. If I'm not back, I'll tell you what happened. Be right back. Decided I did not need an umbrella. I'm just going to be wet. Dakota Farmer steps in the box now. Nice pitch from Cox, misses upstairs and away. It's 1-0. Popped up. Might be playable. Torres underneath it, but it will land in the stands. 1-1 pitch to Farmer as he lines it to the right side, but well foul. Made us a little bit behind that one. And it's 1-2. Bottom of the second inning. No one on, no one out. Lined up the middle. Ground ball though. Kaczynski up with it. Throws over to first in time for the first out of the inning.
Now batting, number 9, Caitlin Belcher.
And if you can believe it or not, that's the first ground ball out by either team. The only other outs have been either via the strikeout, caught stealing. I guess, no, fielder's choice back in the first inning. Or at least should say first ground ball out that didn't result in a run scored. As fouls back. Caitlin Belcher steps in. Belcher wearing a different jersey to everybody else. Might be wearing a jacket, it seems. Belcher fouls one over the screen. That one will get over the bleachers. And out of play, it's 0-2. The 0-2. Tries to throw one low. Belcher able to catch up to that one and foul it away. And that one's lined past the glove of Anderson into left field.
Now batting, number 14, Paige Shuck.
Paige Shuck steps in now with one on and one out. Pitch shows bunt, and that one's going to be foul. As Jordan Cox gets a new softball. So Belcher over at first base. Paige Shuck at the plate. One out here in the bottom of the second inning. Dripping Springs leading 3-0. 0-1 pitch. Gets away. It's 1-1. As Abby was playing at first base, playing very shallow. So Belcher's a bit off the bag. Not able to get over in time as Scott. One pitch, shows bunt, but bunts it foul. It's 1-2. Ground is definitely wet out there. Swing and a miss. As Shuck goes down, second strikeout for Jordan Cox. And I'll bring up the catcher, no, third baseman, Peyton Gilmore. As pitch misses outside, it's 1 ball and no strikes. 2 outs in the bottom of the second inning. One 0 pitch misses upstairs. 2 balls, no strikes. Dripping Springs leading 3-0. Appreciate y'all sticking with me through all the technical issues we've had this game. Getting the scoreboard up and running, trying to get it on time. Trying to make it work. It's a 2-0 pitch, and that one misses as well. 3 balls, no strikes to Peyton Gilmore. True Love on deck. That one is in there for a strike. Umpire taking a very long time to raise his fist in the air. A 3-1 on the ground. Third baseman has it. Looks over to second. Throw to first will be in time. Throw is a bit low. Good dig by Abby, and that's the final out of the inning. So Glenn gets a 1-out single, but they do not score. We're headed to the top of the third inning. Our score, Dripping Springs 3, Glenn nothing. Listening to Dripping Springs Softball on the Vype Media Network. Keep it here.
College sports, it's professional sports have even deeper pockets. Millionaire owners. All of us love sports, but not all sports are created equal. College sports have big budgets, dedicated alumni networks, and corporate sponsorships. Professional sports have even deeper pockets. Millionaire owners, lucrative TV and radio deals, and merchandise sales. High school sports have you. Everyone agrees high school sports give us plenty of reasons to cheer. And now's a great time for us to give back. Supporting your hometown high school won't cost you much, but it will go a long way to ensuring the games we love the most are here to stay. Texas high school sports. They're good for our kids, good for our community, and best of all, they're good for you.
This message presented by the Texas University Interscholastic League and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
Top of the third inning here at Glenn High School. Dripping Springs leading 3-0 in game 1 of this bi-district best-of-3 matchup. Trying to get a little bit windy out here. Jordan Cox steps in. She had a RBI grounder in her first at bat. She takes one in there for a strike. Both teams with only 1 hit. And the Tigers with 3 runs to show for it. A 1 pitch misses outside. Cox steps back in the box, waiting for the 1-1 pitch from Harris. Steps back, calls time. Back in the box, ready to go. Right-hander holds the bat high. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Looks at one low. Harris with the 2-1, and Jordan Cox swings and misses through that one. It is 2-2. Two-two pitch, swung on and missed. Strike 3. 4th strikeout for Riley Harris. I'll bring up Hayden Anderson. She struck out swinging her last time up back in the first inning. As time was called by Anderson, so that pitch does not count. As went low after that pitch, able to catch a piece. That pitch was on the ground and tried to golf it. Unable to get it in the air. So 1 out, nobody on here in the top of the third inning. Dripping Springs leading 3-0 over the Grizzlies. Hayden Anderson at the plate with an 0-1 count. Pitch from Harris is foul back over the screen. It's 0-2 on Anderson. Kaczynski on deck. And his pitch, Hayden Anderson is on the ground, but foul at the third baseline. A little bit ahead of that. Harris with an 0-2 pitch. Swung on and missed, strike three, as Anderson puts up a good fight. But Harris is now starting to find her groove here. I'll bring up Kaczynski. Walked her last time up, but was caught stealing. Pitch shows bunt. Takes it in there for a strike. Play for the left-hander as Gilmore is playing very shallow over at third base. So is over at first. Both playing very shallow. Outfield playing pretty straight on. 0-1 pitch takes it upstairs. 2 on, nobody out in the top of the third inning. The 1-1 upstairs. Ziggy Bay running start, trying to slap that one the other way. Two one on the ground. That's going to get on through for a base hit. I said she tried to slap it the other way. She did. Pushing it through to the left side. And there's 1 on with 2 out for Kaczynski, who walked back in the first inning, then came around to score. So we have Erica Kaczynski and Haley Kaczynski. So Haley Kaczynski ready. The pitch shows bunt, pulls the bunt back, throw back over to first base. Now they're going to fake the throw. See that a lot more in softball, a lot more throws back over to first base than you do in baseball. You can't get a lead off a base in softball. You have to keep your foot on the bag until the pitch is thrown, as there's definitely a shorter distance between bases. Pitch misses low. It's 2 balls, no strikes to Haley Kaczynski. 2-0 pitch in there for a strike. Two outs, one on here in the top of the third inning. Mercury is starting to drop here at Glenn. 2-1. Misses outside. Throw to first base, and Erica Kaczynski is back safely. 3 balls, 1 strike. Three 3-1 pitch, and that's in there for a strike. As Erica Kaczynski will be going on the pitch. A shot to the outfield here. Could score Erica over in first base. Here goes. She goes. Line drive right back to Harris in the circle. She catches it. You can't hit that one much harder, and Harris didn't even flinch. Reached the glove out and made a catch. Wow. Great play by Riley Harris. And what could have been a run-scoring single.
Ladies and gentlemen, we hope you're enjoying tonight's game. Please take a minute to visit the Grizzly concession stand located.
As we have played 2.5 here in our score. Dripping Springs 3, Glen nothing. Listening to
Chicken Stackers. Thank you.
Dripping Springs softball on the Vype Media Network. Keep it here.
There are no words to describe it. The isolation, the boredom, the loneliness. If you're wondering where your teenage son or daughter's spirit went, you're hardly alone. The past year has been devastating, especially for them. But here's the good news. They might just find it again, playing high school sports. Workouts that stimulate, teammates and coaches that care. The sense of belonging so many of us have been missing lately. That's what school sports are all about. The sense of achievement is real, and the camaraderie is hard to beat. Coping with uncertainty is difficult, but school sports can help the teenagers in your family start feeling like themselves again. Encourage them to give it a try. High school sports, it's so much more than a game.
We'll cut that ad off. We'll be right back with that one. Don't worry. Bottom of the third inning here. And Glen High School. It'll be True Love, Tate, and Hoffman. That's 9-1-2. Pitch from Jordan Cox to True Love, and True Love swings and misses at a pitch in the dirt. It's 0-1. As 0-1 pitch, and this time True Love swings that pitch upstairs. Jordan Cox goes low, and she goes high. And getting True Love to chase. Oh, 0-2 pitch. Can't get True Love to chase at the pitch upstairs. It's 1-2. As big drops are starting to come down now. 1-2, in there for strike 3. That's the third strikeout for Jordan Cox. As we go back to the top of the order, as Tate will step in, she flew out to left field her last time up. As she swung at the first pitch, and Murat's got a good jump, able to catch that one in her outstretched glove on the run. Coming towards the infield. First pitch. Shows bunt, but takes it outside. It's 1 ball, no strikes. This time Tate deciding not to swing at the first pitch. 1-0 pitch upstairs. 2 balls, no strikes. Jordan Cox in the circle. Anderson over at third base. Taylor Anderson at shortstop. Scott at second. Hurlbut over at first. Torres behind home plate as the 2-2 pitch to Tate is foul back. It's 2-1. Moreau's over in left field. Kaczynski in center field, and Kaczynski in right field. One pitch shows bunt, takes it outside. 3 balls, no strikes. Three-one pitch to Tate as she lines that one to left field, but now will be foul. Kind of a half swing at that one. So full count to Tate. Steps in, back foot on the back side of the batter's box as he fouls that one weakly up the third baseline. Payoff pitch to Tate on the ground. This time Anderson has it. Throw over to first base will be not in time as Tate was booking it down the line. It would have taken a great throw. Throw was a bit low over to first base. And Tate checks in with the second hit for the Grizzlies. Hoffman will step in now as we believe she was out in the batter's box back in the first inning for the second out, but hard to get confirmation on that one. Left-hander steps in, very wide open stance, also with her foot on the back side of the batter's box. And that one is it a strike? Is it not a strike? Nobody knows. Scoreboard says nothing. There we go. As Hoffman calls time. Time granted. Now they're going to get the correct count. It's 1-0 as she shows bunt and then takes that one outside. Now it's 2 balls, no strikes. As the coach has had an argument right now. The home plate umpire thinking it was a 1-1 count, and now they're saying it's 2 balls, no strikes. As the umpire gives a look back over to the stands. Tough job being an umpire. Wouldn't not want to be in that situation. But you got to call it like you see it. 2-0 pitch, shows bunt, takes that one outside. As Jordan Cox has now missed outside 3 consecutive pitches. .30 pitch, shows bunt, takes that one. Oh no, that one's in there. As Hoffman had turned around, head back over to first base. And now the umpire calls a strike. Hoffman back in the box. Here comes a 3-1 pitch from Cox on the ground. Right back to Cox in the circle. Throws that one away, and he gets off the dugout. Tate on the way to third base. They're going to send her home. The throw to the plate will be not in time as Tate scores. As Abby, some people are talking that maybe the base coach may have gotten in the way of that play. Trying to argue that Tate might be out over at first base or out at the plate. I said many times, though, that whenever you have this conversation with the umps, it very rarely gets overturned, especially in this kind of scenario. I've seen it happen a few times, but it is rare. As right now the score is 3-1 in favor of Dripping Springs. As a wet ball may have caused that one to sail on Jordan Cox, as now all the umpires are going to gather around and discuss this one. This will be a really big call as Abby is irate in the circle and flexes for the crowd as they're showing their support for her. They're probably going to keep Tate safe, and they will keep her safe. Coach has not had enough to say quite yet, but he'll go back to the dugout. So I'm ruling that one an error on Jordan Cox. And now bring up Chavez. She walked back in the first inning. As that one is fouled up the third baseline, out of play. Well, one pitch to Chavez. That one misses on the outside corner as Hoffman will take third base. As no one was paying attention there. As coach now will have a conversation in the circle. So I'll give you a recap what's happened so far in this bottom half of the third inning. It began with a strikeout to Trulove. Tate reached on an infield single. And then on a ground ball back to Cox, maybe the wet ball may have just sailed on her. And it caused a slightly controversial play, as you may have seen the first base coach may have blocked that one. I wasn't paying attention to that part. I was more attention to who was running on the base pads, causing Tate to score. Hoffman's over at third base now after a steal. Big raindrops starting to fall right now. Not very fast, but they're big. Chavez right now in the box. Hoffman over at third base. 1-1 pitch. That one's lined in the center field. That's going to get down for a base hit, as Hoffman will score easily. Goes all the way to the wall. Chavez gets to second base with an RBI double. It's now 3-2, Dripping Springs.
Number 16, Riley Harris.
And that'll bring up Riley Harris. Harris struck out swinging her last time up. It's definitely getting wetter out there. I wonder how the physics work of a spitball if you were to use that in softball. Just thinking about that, it's very wet outside. I'm wondering, like, could that actually work? No one's ever done any studies on that. ESPN Sports Science, get on that. Either way, Riley Harris steps in. First pitch as she fouls that one away as she was going after the first pitch. Chavez over at second. The 0-1. This is upstairs, 1-1. 1-1 pitch misses low. Throw it to third base as Chavez is in there safely. As I am about this close to giving up on trying to keep score. As Jordan Cox will get a new softball. Two 2-1 pitch is low. 3 balls, 1 strike. Dakota Farmer's on deck. That one rolls in there. It gets away from Torres and a run scores. We're tied. As he almost likely get a courtesy runner for Harris over at first base. 3 runs scoring this inning after the caught-looking strikeout of True Love. Every single batter is reached. As pitch to Farmer fouls. Hit foul. It's 0-1.
You got insurance on all your equipment?
Not mine. 0-1 pitch is low. Although this headset's mine, I may have to. I actually am going to go to my car after this inning. So hope I get back in time.
You sit up in the box?
They're very weird here.
I get it.
1-1 pitch is 2-1. Farmer gets back in the box. Two 2-1 pitch. That one is lined to left field. That one is gone. Riley Harris absolutely tagged that one to left field. And it's 5-3. Glenn over Dripping Springs. That's 5 runs scoring this inning. That Dakota Farmer with the home run.
Number 9,
As Galen Belter steps in now, my equipment is just getting soaked. On the ground, shortstop has it. Throw it to first base will be a bit high and gets back over to the dugout. Belter will wind up over at second base. That's the second error of the inning, and the inning will roll on. Difficult to make plays on the infield with a wet ball.
Now batting, number 14, Paige Shuck.
Paige Shuck will step in now. I'll be completely honest with you. I have actually gotten rid of my scorebook altogether, as it was bleeding ink all over the place. So, as far as who's batting, I'll do my best to keep track of that one. Pitch misses upstairs. It's 1-0. And what they did in the previous at-bat, information I will not be giving you, because now this time I really will be going over in my car and grab my umbrella. I know, I should have grabbed it earlier. That one's off the glove of Torres. Two-0 pitch is swung on and missed. Two-one pitch is on the ground. That's going to get on through for a base hit. They're going to send Belter home. The throw to the plate is going to get away, but Belter's going to stay over at third base. It's a good good throw by the center fielder, Kaczynski. Peyton Gilmore will step in now. 2 on with 1 out. 2 errors this inning, and 5 runs have come across for Glenn. New Glenn would be a tough opponent. That one's popped up. Should be playable. Kaczynski, right fielder coming over, makes the catch. Runner tags, throw to the plate, and she will be safe at home plate. It's 6-3. Grizzlies double up the Tigers.
Number 5, Caitlin Truelove.
Caitlin Truelove will step in. 10th batter sent to the plate. She struck out looking her last time up. Pitch is on the ground. Third baseman has to throw to first in time for the final out of the inning. However, Grizzlies score 6 times. They lead 6-3. Head to the top of the 4th inning or score. Grizzlies 6, Tigers 3. Listening to Dripping Spring Salt on the Vype Media Network. Keep it here. right, I'm back. Oh boy. I had to sprint there for a minute. Maddie Torres at the plate. With a 1-1 count. Pitch misses way upstairs. Ooh, okay. 2-1 pitch rolled in there. I think now with the on the umbrella, I can really see it's really misting. It might be a really difficult right now too. To get a good grip on the ball. Pitch to Torres as she swings and misses through that one. It's 3-2. Three-two pitches, low, ball 4. Lead off walk from Maddie Torres. Kate Tressler will step in now. She did score. That much I know, so we'll get a courtesy runner in for Abby. It'll be number 20, Jessica Schneider. So Schneider over at first base for Kate Tressler. Pitch shows bunt and fouls that one back. It's 0-1. A 1 pitch shows bunt, fouls that one back, and it's 0-2. Not a bad play there with how wet the ground is. And you put one on the ground, make them have to make a throw over to first base. As we saw back in the bottom of the third inning. Right now, that's a much more difficult play than I think people realize. Oh, 2 pitches, swung on and missed, strike 3. First out of the inning, and they'll bring up Maddie Marotz. Maddie Marotz, should say. Jessica Schneider over at first base. Pitch misses outside. One 0 pitch in there for a strike. And Maddie Marotz. Top of the 4th inning, Dripping Springs trailing the Glen Grizzlies 6-3 in game 1 of this best-of-3 matchup. Tomorrow's game hopefully be a little bit drier. Be played in Dripping Springs. Game 3, if necessary, will be back here at Glen as 1-1 pitch is in there for a strike. It's 1-2 on Marotz. 1-2 pitch upstairs. Good take by Moreaux. Taylor Anderson on deck. Two-two pitch is popped up and out of play. So Riley Harris will get a new softball. Usually in softball games, usually it's nice, bright, and sunny outside, or at least dry. And they don't change softballs as often. As Riley Harris right now, she has her jacket on, as you see a couple players do, and is wiping the ball off in her jacket. As 2-2 pitch misses low and outside, it's 3-2. Here's a quick fun fact, a weird rule, or makes sense. It actually used to be common law, I'm not sure if it is anymore, in baseball, that if you touched the bill of your cap, you actually had to wipe it off on your jersey before you touched the ball. This is to keep people who was keeping pine tar on their hat from doctoring up the ball. As a payoff pitch misses outside, ball 4. That'll bring the tying run to the plate in Taylor Anderson, who had a 2 RBI single back in the second inning. First pitch to Anderson misses outside. Oh, it's in there for a strike. So Schneider over at second base, Moreaux over at first. Tigers trying to scratch and claw their way back into this one. They were leading 3-0 until the third inning when the Grizzlies scored 6 runs, as that one is low. 1 ball, 1 strike. When 1 pitch is low, gets away. Everyone will advance a base. As that one actually hit off the mask of the umpire. May have prevented a run from coming home. Two 2-1 pitch misses upstairs. 3-1 to Taylor Anderson. Scott is on deck. The 1 pitch misses outside, ball 4. For the second time tonight, bases full of Timberwolves. Make that Tigers. Bases full of Tigers. So tying run over at first base, that's Taylor Anderson. Go ahead run is Scott, and she's at the plate. As you hear the crowd say, grand slam does indeed put them in front, but I think right now what they need is they just need a base hit. As first pitch is swung on and misses. Scott was definitely swinging for the fences there. Fouls that one back. It's 0-2. The pitcher, Jordan Cox, is on deck. Scott waiting for an 0-2 pitch. Here it comes. That pitch misses low. Good take by Scott. Sticking around right now. And I'll be honest with you, ladies and gentlemen, I've thought about bailing many times. My equipment just keeps getting wetter. Water's now dripping off my table, mainly my mixers I'm kind of worried about. But so far, nothing's been going wrong. 1-2 pitch on the ground. Off the glove of the first baseman. She'll be out, but no, she'll be safe at first. It was grounded up the first baseline. She had it in her glove, foot on the bag, and then dropped it. So you're definitely going to argue that maybe she was on the bag before she dropped it. And in the process of making the run, either way, a run scores at 6-4, and the tying run will be at the very least at second base. Well, we'll be at second base. And they're going to keep her safe. It would have scored a run regardless. And now I'll bring up Jordan Cox. You could tell after that error in the bottom of the third inning, really wants a base hit right here. Get her team right back in it. As Cox swings the first pitch, fouls it away. I've forgotten who is who on the bases. All I know is that Jordan Cox is at the plate representing the go-ahead run. Actually, that's at first base, that's the go-ahead run, and that is Scott. Jordan Cox swings, misses through that pitch. It is 1-2. Conversation now as a coach calls time. 1 run's come across this inning on an error by the first baseman. And that ball is just wet out there. Sorry? Yep. A little funny, yeah. Good see you. Conversation's over. Everyone goes back to their base. I was saying that ball, it's just wet. The ball's just wet. I mentioned this many times, and I may have mentioned it too many times now, but it bears repeating. It's a wet ball out there. Anybody will tell you from any level, that's one of the more difficult plays to make. We are playing on a turf field, though. So you slip and slide around out there. And you got to make that throw over first. So ground ball right here could score at least 1 run. 0-2 pitch is fouled back as Jordan just catches a piece of that one. Oh, 2 pitch. Just catches a piece of that one again. Cox has fouled off almost every pitch so far. Bases loaded. The 0-2. Line into right field. That's going to get over the head of the right fielder. 1 run scores. This game is tied. They're going to hold the runner at third base. It's a tie ball game on a 2 RBI double by Taylor Anderson. Correction, Jordan Cox. Jordan Cox remained patient. The right fielder remained shallow and put it right over her head. There's still 1 out in the inning. The Grizzlies take the lead, and the Tigers answer right back. Hayden Anderson will step in. As a reminder, I have thrown away my scorecard, so whatever she did in her previous at-bat, I honestly cannot remember. So go ahead run over at third base. Jordan Cox over at second. There's 1 out. He pitches line into left field. That one is deep. That one is gone! Hayden Anderson absolutely just tag-two'd that one. A no-doubter off the bat. A homer back in the 3rd inning for the Grizzlies and a 3-run homer for the Tigers in the top of the 4th. They put up their own 6th spot. It's 9-6. Grizzlies not going away quietly into this good night as they're bringing it to Harris. Erica Kaczynski steps onto the plate. What a turn of events. And once again, that's what happened with the Tigers back in the bottom of the 3rd inning, happened with the Grizzlies. An error has led to an offensive outpour. Kaczynski steps up and looks someone on the outside corner for a strike. Riley Harris still in the circle. As it is still misting outside. It's just wet. Waiting for a very exciting game as 0-1 pitch catches and misses the corner. It is 1-1. One pitch, misses outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. 1 out, bases empty. After the Hayden Anderson 3-run dinger. I know there's been more than 3 hits for the for the Tigers. As someone threw that ball back over the fence. So they throw that one back to the dugout, the Grizzlies dugout. Someone threw that ball. The homer hit by Anderson over the fence. We're back at Wrigley Field. 2-1 pitch misses low and away. As Harris really can't find the zone right now. Three-one pitch to Kaczynski. Misses outside, another walk. And I'll bring up Haley Kaczynski with Kaczynski over at first base. First pitch is swung on and missed. I'm going to pitch a little bit low, strike one. So throwback to the circle, I just want to point out, was a little bit high, and Harris actually had to reach up to grab it. A one pitch in there for a strike throw to first base, not in time. Oh, 2 pitch misses away. Pitch to Kaczynski. A little bit ahead of that one, but able to foul it back. It's 1-2. It's the 1-2. And they thought they got strike 3. Kaczynski checked her swing, though, as the catcher was about to throw that one around the horn. They're going to appeal, though, and say she did not go around. The 2-2 on the ground. First baseman has it. She'll take it to first herself. Kaczynski moves on over to second base, so Kaczynski is retired. And that's the second out of the inning. So runner in scoring position for number 9, Maddie Torres, who began this inning with a walk, I believe. Don't quote me on that, unless I'm right, in which case it was totally me. I said that. It was on me, 100%. No one else thought of that. Pitch to Torres is upstairs. Kaczynski way off the bag over at second base. That's Erica Kaczynski. I think from now on I'll refer to them by their first names. So Erica over at second base. 1-0 pitch, fouled away. It's 1-1. It's starting to slow down just a little bit, which was good news for me. This conversation back in the circle. I think what's going on is they're pointing at, there's a car with its headlights on out in the center field. I think that's what they're pointing at. I think it's got their brights on. I think maybe they're saying it's causing a little bit of a distraction, and they're trying to get that turned off. I don't think anybody, person in the car, I don't think they see it. And everyone right now is trying to get that car's attention.
Would the car in center field please turn off your lights? If you can hear us, please turn off your lights.
That is definitely what's going on right now. Is that car out there has got its lights on. They're trying to turn them off. So while they try to get those lights turned off, we're waiting around to play softball. This is normally where I would give you a recap of what's happened so far this inning. I'll tell you this much. They have scored They, being the Tigers, have scored 6 runs and capped off by a 3-run homer. However, as the lights come off, a large cheer from high school section of the crowd. Love school spirit. Maddie Torres, 10th batter sent to the plate by the Tigers. Facing a 1-1 pitch. As he swings and misses through that one. I'm going to say foul tip. And it's 1-2. As the lights back in center field just turned back on. I think they're leaving. They are leaving. Yeah, definitely leaving. 1-2 pitch from Harris way upstairs. As the catcher had to come out of her crouch to make that catch. 2-2 pitch to Torres is swung on and missed for strike 3. The inning comes to a close. However, the Tigers score 6 runs of their own. They lead 9-6. We'll head to the bottom of the 4th inning with our score. The Tigers 9, Glen Grizzlies 6. Listening to Dripping Springs Tigers softball on the Vype Media Network.
There are no words to describe it. The isolation, the boredom, the loneliness. If you're wondering where your teenage son or daughter's spirit went, you're hardly alone. The past year has been devastating, especially for them. But here's the good news. They might just find it again, playing high school sports. Workouts that stimulate, teammates and coaches that care. The sense of belonging so many of us have been missing lately. That's what school sports are all about. The sense of achievement is real, and the camaraderie is hard to beat. Coping with uncertainty is difficult, but school sports can help the teenagers in your family start feeling like themselves again. Encourage them to give it a try. High school sports, it's so much more than a game.
This message presented by the Texas University Interscholastic League and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
Bottom of the 4th inning here at Glen High School. Dripping Springs leading the Grizzlies 9-6. And I have to warn y'all once again, I do have an umbrella now, but my equipment is still just getting completely soaked. Now, most of this equipment is not mine. Some of it is. And we don't want the equipment to get ruined, because if it does, then I can't come back tomorrow and call more Dripping Springs softball. So there is a chance, unless it really starts to slow down, then I may have to pack up early, and I do apologize for that. Tasha Tate will step in now. Head coach for Grizzlies having a conversation with the home plate umpire. As Cox throws one upstairs, it is 1-0 to Tate. This is one final reminder. I have completely abandoned my scorebook. It's made out of paper, and it was just getting soaked. As Tate fouls that one back towards the screen. It's 1-1. 1-1 pitch. Misses outside. It's 2-1. Two-one pitch misses upstairs. Still a lot of softball left to be played in this one. Three-one pitch to Tate on the ground. Shortstop up with it. Throw it to first. She's just going to eat that throw. As left-hander Tate was hustling down the line with an infield single.
Number 11, Natalie Hoffman.
So Natalie Hoffman will step in. Shows bunt. Third baseman has it. Throw over to first. And she's out over at first base. Did a great job to keep her foot on the bag. The first base umpire is saying her foot was off the bag. He is absolutely irate. And they're going to put the runner back over at first base. Hold on a minute. What is going on? What's going on? Why are there two outs?
It was the same as the first inning where she hit the ball outside of the box.
Yep. So actually, instead of her being out at first base, she's out because she hit the ball outside of the box. So there's definitely one out. And the runner that was standing at second after that now moves back over to first base. So every out right now is critical. They're going to be tough to come by.
Let's go!
That one is hit near the left field. That one's going to be foul and get out of play. As Yana Chavez, who I believe hit that home run back in the third inning. That was the 1-1. This is low and away. 2 balls, 1 strike to Chavez. So third baseman will have a conversation with Cox in the circle. Have a conversation with Kaczynski and Cox. Back to Chavez. Waiting for a 2-1 pitch. Here it comes. Misses upstairs and out of the way. It's 3-1. New softballs and grab from the dugout. Chavez taking a few practice swings, ready for a 3-1 pitch. 3-1. This is upstairs, outside, ball 4. Now I'll bring the tying run to the plate in.
Now batting, number 16, Riley Harris.
And Riley Harris. Once again, we'll gather in the circle. Figure out how they want to attack Harris. Excuse me, it was not Chavez. They hit the home run back in the first inning. It was Dakota Farmer. Because it was right after Harris. No, it was actually Harris who hit the homer. Last thing you want to do after taking the lead like this is tie things right back up. Jordan Cox, the big smile on her face, though. First pitch has Harris long on for the fences, but comes up empty-handed. The one pitch misses way upstairs. Torres had to come out of a crouch. Comes the 1-1 on the ground through the middle of the infield for a base hit. 1 run scores. They're going to hold the runner over at third base as Harris will wind up at second. It's a 9-7 ball game in favor of the Tigers. So you know Glenn will not go quietly into this good night. Excuse me. We'll get a courtesy runner in for Riley Harris. Unfortunately, I can't see who it is. He's wearing her jacket. So runner at second, a tying run, and a runner over at third base, and that's Chavez. And they're going to throw the intentional pass. So Caitlin Belter will step in. 1 out in the inning. Bases are full of Grizzlies, so the go-ahead run over at first base. That one's lined in the center field, and that one's going to drop in for a base hit. 1 run's going to score, or is she out at home? The initial rule is safe. The coach is screaming that she's out. It should be a force at home plate. Everyone is yelling, screaming it should be out. It should either be 2 outs or it's 9-8, and this conversation is not going to fall. It's not going to work. Abby is insisting that she should be out. Everyone in the Drifting Screens crowd is obviously insisting she should be out. Coach is having a conversation. He's letting the umpire have it. Conversation is over. It's 9-8. Bases remain loaded. As Konzinski made a great throw to the plate as everyone held up. Bases remain loaded. 9-8, 1 out. Now, very dangerous situation as Grizzlies have a chance to retake the lead in a very back-and-forth contest. First pitch is fouled at the plate. Well, 1 pitch, fouled back. 0-2, bases loaded. Tying run over at second base. It's Paige Shuck at the plate. The 0-2 upstairs, can't get Shuck to chase. 1-2 pitch to Shuck, and that one's off of her glove. She's out. Off the glove of Torres. There is no force no play over at first base. A big second out here in the 4th inning. The Tigers leading 9-8. Peyton Gilmore will step in. As first pitch misses low. Good stop by Torres. Immediately asked for a new softball. One 0 pitch. Line in left field. Moreau's coming over. Makes the catch for the final out of the inning. The Grizzlies are going to leave them loaded, but they do score twice. Our score, the Tigers 9, the Grizzlies 8. You're listening to Dripping Springs Softball on the Vype Media Network. The umpires now going to have a conversation as maybe talk about potentially postponing this one, or maybe talking about that play at home plate. As the umpire is going to have a conversation with both coaches about potentially postponing this game. I believe maybe it's a conversation of what's going on. It's been a very intense contest by both sides, and I wish y'all could see it, but there have been a lot of conversation with the umpires. Crowds really getting into it, as you know, crowds like to get. But there could be talk about potentially postponing this game, maybe playing the rest of it tomorrow in Dripping Springs, then completing it later. That would be, certainly would be interesting.
Ladies and gentlemen, the game is being postponed for the night. The game will be postponed and picked up at a later time. Thank you.
I'll text you.
So as far as I know about the PA announcer, it'll be picked up at a later time, whatever that time will be. As far as I have no idea when it'll be picked up again, but I know it will be picked up again. My assumption is it will be tomorrow, perhaps maybe at Glen. They'll pick up the game from where they left off. Sorry, at Dripping Springs. But as far as I know, I have no idea. I'm going to try to find out real quick. I'll be right back. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, as far as I know, game's been postponed. They're still working out the details, waiting for the ADs to come out. Unfortunately, I'm not going to stick around to find out what the full details are. From what they've suggested, it will possibly be either complete the game tomorrow at Dripping Springs, and then they'll play the very next game. Hopefully, we should be able to come around, and we will bring you the rest of that game here on Vype Media. And we definitely will bring you Game 2. If necessary, we'll come back for Game 3. It'll be a little bit drier. Hopefully, I'll be in a booth. You never know. But either way, thank you for tuning in and listening to this broadcast. We'll be back later. My name is Brian, reminding you once again reminding you to just wash your hands, wear masks, just be safe. If you choose to go out, take care. I'll see you next time. Thank you.
Grizzlies. My name is Merle Bertrand, Vype Live broadcast director, taking over the reins of the suspended game this afternoon from Brian Reed, who was unable to make it out to the ballpark for the early start. Brian is actually covering Cedar Park baseball this evening, taking over for Jack Farrell, who is going to broadcast Elgin Lady Cats softball tonight as they open their delayed playoff series with Austin Lassa. That's where I was originally supposed to be, so we pulled off a three-way crew trade to be able to bring you the rest of this Game 1, followed by Game 2 this afternoon here on Vype Live. Are you confused? Well, good. Me too. It was all that maneuvering. Almost as exciting as the 4 innings of softball that got played last night in Leander. Let's reset it for you here. The Lady Tigers will remain the visitors here in game number 1 and will come up to bat here in the top half of the 5th inning, leading the ball game 9-8. After Dripping Springs broke out to an early 3-0 lead, Glenn scored 6 runs in the bottom of the 3rd inning to go out on top 6-3, capped off by a home run from Riley Harris. The Lady Tigers roared back with 6 runs of their own in the top of the 4th inning, powered by Hayden Anderson's home run blast. Then the monsoon kicked in, and the game was suspended until this afternoon. So, 9-8 Lady Tigers here in Game 1 when we get back underway in just a second. They're starting a few minutes early. They said they were going to start it at 3 o'clock, but with all the heavy rain, it was raining until about 10 minutes ago. So, they've got a window. They're going to get this one underway. And we're going to try to reset this as we go. I know we're in the top of the 5th inning. Brian was great to send me the lineup cards and that kind of information. His scorebook, however, got ruined in the monsoon last night. So where are we picking it off here? It is 8, 9, and 1 hitters due up here for Dripping Springs. Kate Tressler, the designated player, to lead it off. So 9-8, Dripping Springs on top. Game 1, best 2 out of 3. We'll have Game 2 about 30 minutes after the conclusion of this one. Game 3, if necessary, tomorrow afternoon back in Leander at Leander Glen. Winner, by the way, the winner of this series will meet the winner between Medina Valley versus Highlands in next week's area round. The Lady Panthers of Medina Valley took Game 1 of that series 1-0 last night, and presumably that series will resume tonight. So here we go. Kate Tressler, the number 8 here, the designated player, to lead it off in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Dripping Springs, even though they're playing in their own ballpark, they are the visitors here in Game 1 as we resume from last night. Low and away ball 1, and we're back underway here from Lady Tiger Stadium. We'll reset the defense for you for Leander Glen here in just a second. And a little scribble over to the right side, scooped up by the second baseman. Crosby over to first in time. Taylor Crosby to Caitlin Trulove, and there's 1 away here in the Tigers' half of the 1st inning. That'll bring up left fielder Maddie Maratz.
Batting next, number 4, senior left field, Maddie Maratz.
The batting order for the Tigers was Taylor Anderson, the shortstop, leading it off. Lennon Scott, the second baseman, batting second. Jordan Cox, the pitcher, batting third. Hayden Anderson at third base, batting cleanup. And as that ball is a foul ball. Strike 1 from Maratz. Erica Konetsky, the right fielder, batting fifth. Haley Konetsky, the center fielder, batting eighth. Maddie Torres behind the plate, batting seventh. We just saw Kate Tressler batting eighth. And this is Maddie Maratz, a left fielder, batting ninth. The flex player and first baseman for the Tigers, Abby Hurlbutt. Pitch down low, 1 ball, 1 strike. Defensively for the Glen Grizzlies, it is Kiana Chavez, Tasia Tate, and Natalie Hoffman, the outfield left to right. Peyton Gilmore, Paige Shook, Taylor Crosby, Caitlin Trulove, the infield third to first. Dakota Farmer behind the plate, and Riley Harris in the circle for the Glen Grizzlies. Swings at that one, strike 2. Harris's numbers coming into this ball game last night, she was making her 18th appearance, 92 in the third innings pitched, a record of 14-3, 69 hits, 56 runs, 37 of those earned. She has struck out 56, walked 56, struck out 123 with an ERA of 2.81 for Riley Harris. The 1-2 pitch up high, ball 2. Beautiful ballpark here in Dripping Springs. All field turf, which is why they're even able to dream of playing on a day like today. Break out the squeegees and go play baseball or softball. And that one fouled back to the screen. The count 2-2. Two balls, two strikes, one out, bases empty. Back underway here from Dripping Springs in a game that began last night in Leander. And that pitch up high, ball 3. So the full count to Marats. Came into the series batting .409 on the season, no home runs and 13 RBI. Off the bat hand, a little pop-up in the shot to right field, and caught by the second baseman on the fringe. Taylor Crosby going back and making the over-the-shoulder catch. 2 away here for the Lady Tigers in the top of the 5th. Back to the top of the order we go.
Up next for the Tigers, sophomore, number 3, Taylor Anderson.
That'll bring up Taylor Anderson, the shortstop. Came into the series batting a gaudy .558 with no home runs and 11 RBI. That pitch in the call, strike 1. That pitch down low, 1 ball, 1 strike. One pitch. Shows bunt, pulls it back, and the pitch up high, ball 2. Brian, if you're out there listening, I know you're bummed out because you couldn't come out here today. I definitely got the better end of the deal. I'm inside the press box. I know you got soaked last night. Two one pitch. Oh, boy. That was an expansive strike. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Anderson. Three-man umpire crew. Now the playoffs are underway. 2-2 pitch. Slow tapper right side. That's going to be trouble. First baseman has it over first. No chance. Trula did all she could. Crosby, the second baseman, came behind her and covered first like she was supposed to. But just no chance at all. And the Dripping Springs Lady Tigers have a runner aboard with 2 away.
Up next, second base sophomore, number 17, Lenan Scott.
So here's Lenan Scott. A .392 hitter with no home runs and 17 RBI. And pitch down low, ball 1. I can't believe it stopped raining. It rained all day long until about 15 minutes ago. Pitch up high, ball 2, throw down to second, and a stolen base. Stolen base for Anderson, so now a runner in scoring position. 2 balls and no strikes for Lenan Scott. Dripping Springs baseball tonight, scheduled to get underway at 7 o'clock here on Vype Live. That game has been moved up to 5 o'clock out in Kerrville as the Tigers will take on Tivy. Final game of the regular season. Melvin Jones will have the call of that one for you here on Vype Live at 5 o'clock. Foul back to the screen, 2-1. Good looking pitch there, and the count 2-2. Two balls, two strikes. Swung on, just got a piece of it back to the screen. 190 to the foul poles here in this ballpark. 210 to dead away center field, but a double high wall out there makes the play a little bit longer. Two pitch. Up high ball three, the throw down, and not in time. So another stolen base from Anderson. Going to be a challenge keeping the softballs dry today. The field is still pretty wet, a lot of moisture in the air, even when it's not raining. Definitely played a factor in last night's ball game. 3 balls, 2 strikes. High ball 4, and the Tigers have runners at the corners.
Up next, sophomore pitcher number 14, Jordan Cox.
And Scott made her way down to second. Jordan Cox, slow roller right side. That's going to be trouble. The throw to first, and it is thrown away. 1 run's going to score. 2 runs are going to score. Cox is going to make her way down to second base. And the Dripping Springs Lady Tigers lead at 11-8. Jordan Cox liked the ball that Anderson hit, just a slow roll on the right side. This time the Glenn defense not as quick to react. And it's 11-8, Dripping Springs with a 3-run cushion. So Anderson comes home. Scott comes home. Cox aboard with an infield single and an error. Moves her up to second base. Still 2 outs for Hayden Anderson. Anderson, the home run blast last night. (11-8) Dripping Springs. All this coming with 2 outs here in this top of the 5th inning. Pitch high and away, ball 1. Anderson came into the series batting .447, a team-leading 6 home runs and 36 RBI. Add to that, as she had a home run last night. High inside, 2-0. Two-0 pitch. Poked foul on the first base side and out of play. And the count 2-1. Two-one pitch. Up high, 3-1. Three-one pitch on its way. Inside low ball 4, and the rally continues here for Dripping Springs as Anderson draws the walk. Runners at first and second with 2 away for Erica Konetsky. A 403 hitter, no home runs, and 20 RBI on the season.
Erica Konetsky.
Outside corner, strike 1, says the umpire. 0-1 the count. Oh, 1. Down low. Nice play behind the plate that time by Dakota Farmer, the Grizzly catcher, to keep that one from going back to the backstop. 1 ball, 1 strike. One pitch. Slapped under the legs of the third baseman out in the left field. 1 runner's going to score. And they're going to hold the runner at second base. It's 12-8 Dripping Springs. RBI single to left field from Erica Konetsky. That placed Jordan Cox, and it's now 12-8 Dripping Springs.
Up next, junior center field, number 5, Haley Konetsky.
12-8 Lady Tigers. Haley Konetsky will step in here with runners at first and second. And we're going to have a conference in the circle here for Glenn as Dripping Springs has come up with a 3-run rally, all of it coming with 2 outs here in the top half of the 5th inning. And a courtesy runner going to come in and run at second base. That's going to be Mallory Sandoval. So Sandoval running for Anderson. Runners at first and second. 2 outs. And the Dripping Springs Tigers taking advantage of that 18-hour layover, picking up right where they left off. At 6 runs in the top of the 4th, they've tacked on 3 more here in the top of the 5th. 18 hours later. And that pitch low and away, ball 1 to Konetsky. Sandoval at second. Erica Konetsky at first. 2 outs, 3 in. And that pitch in there for a call strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. One pitch. Poked in the air to shallow right field, and coming on and making the catch is the right fielder Natalie Hoffman to retire the side. But a good inning for the Dripping Springs Lady Tigers as they send 8 batters up to the plate. And they get 3 runs. They get them on 1, 2, 3 hits. Helped out a bit by an error, but we'll go to the bottom half of the 5th inning. New score, Dripping Springs 12, and the Glen Lady Grizzlies 8. So Dripping Springs under head coach Wade Womack opened the postseason at 27-1, the number 1 seed from District 26-5A. Glenn came in as the number 4 seed out of District 25-5A, but they are not your typical number 4 seed. We saw that last night. The Lady Grizzlies under head coach Marissa Guzman opened the playoffs at 19-6, 9-5 in a tough district that includes number 1 in the nation, Leander. So the Lady Grizzlies are going to be a tough out. This game isn't over yet. The Lady Tigers have to get 1 more. But a good top of the 5th inning for Dripping Springs as play resumed here this afternoon. Gives Dripping Springs a bit of a breather. Defense is set to at least start the game last night. We'll look around and see if it stayed the same. It's Maddie Mirage, Haley Konetsky, and Erica Konetsky, the outfield left to right. Hayden Anderson, Taylor Anderson, Lenan Scott, and Abby Hurlb at the infield third to first. Maddie Torres behind the plate, and the sophomore Jordan Cox in the circle for Dripping Springs. Came into last night's game making her 24th appearance, 115 and 2/3 innings pitched with a record of 16-3 and a save for good measure. Giving up 74 hits, 34 runs, 18 of those earned. Walked 21, struck out 174 with an ERA of 1.09. For the sophomore, a very young Dripping Springs team. We'll get into that more here as this game and the next game goes on. And let's see here. It's number 9, so that is their number 6 hitter. Nope, check that, number 5. This is number 5, Caitlin Trulove, the number 9 hitter, due up. So Trulove, the first baseman, will lead it off. It'll be 9-1-2 here for Glenn as we pick it up here in this bottom of the 5th inning. Outside corner. Umpire likes the outside corner on both sides, and the count quickly 0-2. Their batting order is Tasia Tate, the leadoff hitter in center field. Natalie Hoffman in right field batting second. Kiana Chavez, the left fielder, batting third. Riley Harris, the starting pitcher in the cleanup spot. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And Trulove is out on strikes for out number 1. So back to the top of the order we'll go to Tasia Tate, the center fielder. Came into the series batting .485 with no homers and 15 RBI. The rest of their batting order after Harris, the pitcher, is Dakota Farmer behind the plate batting 5th. Caitlin Bolter, the designated player in right field. There's a tapper right back to Cox. She's got it and throws that one out in the right field. And running first, heading for second is going to be Tate, and she'll pull up there on the throwing air. Again, wet turf, wet field, and that ball just got away from Cox. That'll bring up Natalie Hoffman, the right fielder, with 1 out and 1 aboard. Paige Shook, the shortstop, batting 7th. Peyton Gilmore, the third baseman, batting 8th. And we just saw Trulove strike out the number 9 hitter at first base. Their flex player, the second baseman, Taylor Crosby. 1 out, 1 aboard. Pitch down low, ball 1. 1-0 to Hoffman, a .470 hitter, no homers and 6 RBI. Line shot out in the left field, and that'll be a base hit. And moving up to second is Hoffman. So runners at second and third now with 1 away.
Up next, number 38, Tiana Chavez.
So runners at second and third, 1 away for Kiana Chavez. Chavez, a .471 hitter, 4 home runs and 25 RBI. Glenn trying to rally right back in it after the Lady Tigers put up 3 runs in the top of the 5th. Pitch up high, ball 2. Two and 0 the count. Swing and a miss. Good looking pitch there. 2-1. Two balls, 1 strike to Chavez. Just a little high, and the count goes 3-1. First base is open. Three-one pitch. Hit in the air to left field, pretty well tagged, and that is over the head 1 run will score. 2 runs will score. Rounding first, heading for second is Chavez with an RBI double, and it's 12-10. So Tate and Hoffman both score. And that will bring up the pitcher, Riley Harris.
Number 16, Riley Ham.
One out, runner at second base, tying one at the plate here in the form of Harris. Swing and a miss, strike one. Good pitch there, outside corner, 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes to Harris. That ball slapped fouled on the first base side, pretty close. But the count 1-2. Chavez standing on second base. Oh, 2 pitch. Rise ball stays high and away in the count 2-2. Two pitch. Pop foul back to the screen. We'll do it again. The pitch. Outside corner called, strike 3. He's been consistent all afternoon, 2 away. 2 outs now for the catcher, Dakota Farmer.
Batting next, number 13, Dakota Farmer.
If you're Coach Womack's crew, you want to get back to the dugout with the lead. Pitch up high, ball 1. Up high in the count 2-0.
Great pitch, girl.
2-0 pitch. Hit in the air to pretty well tag to center field, but going back and making the catch on the warning track was Haley Konetsky. Great job, knew the ballpark, knew where she was, and hauled it in to retire the side. In the inning for Glenn, they get 2 of the runs back. They get them on 2 hits. We will go to the top half of the 6th inning. New score, Dripping Springs 12, Glenn 10. Back for more Dripping Springs softball on Vype Live.
Vype Live, formerly KMAX Sports, one of the largest broadcast networks in Texas and the nation. Check us out at Vype, VYPE.com. Vype is the leader in high school sports broadcasts. We've been doing it for 15 years.
3-13, not yet, another reverse. Breaking tackles, dives to the end zone. Touchdown Rangers.
16 seconds, Philly close up in the corner. Rotates to Wilson, she fires the 3. Oh my God, it went in! Cavaliers pull ahead by 1.
Log on to Vype, VYPE.com.
At Austin Pets Alive, the mission is to promote and provide the resources, education, and programs needed to eliminate the killing of companion animals. That means more happy pets joining more happy families every single day. In fact, Austin Pets Alive has saved more than 25,000 dogs and cats since 2008. And you can help. Adopt a new family member, help out with a donation, or roll up your sleeves and volunteer. If you have love, time, or money to spare, and we all have at least one of those, you're needed. Visit AustinPetsAlive.com to get started. Austin Pets Alive, helping people help pets.
Welcome back to cloudy Dripping Springs. We go to the top half of the 6th inning. 12-8 your score. Dripping Springs on top of Glenn. I am Merle Bertrand, DeAndre Benu, our QA, keeping an eye and an ear on the broadcast. Back at the comfy, cozy Vype Live studios, better known as our living room. Just making sure that we're on the air and looking and sounding as good as we possibly can. As Matty Torres will lead it off here. It'll be 7, 8, and 9 hitters to up here for Dripping Springs.
Batting first for the Tigers, senior catcher. Number 9, Matty Torres, long song. Long Matty.
Give a shout out.
That was her, that wasn't me.
So Torres comes in batting .290 on the season, 2 home runs and 13 RBI. And that pitch sails high and away, ball 1.
You started, Matty. Show her no mercy.
One and 1. Dripping Springs with 1 in the first, 2 in the second. Glenn with 6 in the bottom of the third. Dripping Springs with 6 in the top of the fourth. Glenn with 2 in the bottom of the fourth last night. It was 9-8 when we started. It's now 12-10. And that pitch in there for a call strike. I don't know about that one. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
You got it, Matty.
One ball, 2 strikes. Good waste pitch outside on the count 2-2. I'm good, thank you. Pile back to the screen. Two balls, 2 strikes to Torres. Up high, ball 3. If you're a baseball person, maybe haven't tuned into a lot of high school softball, the first thing you will notice is this.
Girl.
You think chatter from the dugout is something in a baseball game. It's a little different at a softball game. Very similar to soccer in Europe with the organized chanting, and that pitch up high, ball 4. So Dripping Springs with the leadoff runner aboard here in the 6th for Kate Tressler.
Player number 12, Kate Tressler. And Jessica Schneider in to run number 20.
You got it, Kate.
Jessica Schneider running at first base, the courtesy runner for the catcher. Showing bunt, bunts it back to the screen, strike 1. Pitch up high. 1-1 the count here to Tressler. Grounded out to second, her last at bat as we got underway here about 40 minutes ago. Shows bunt, gets it down in front of the plate. It's a good one. Third baseman coming on, making the only play she can make. So Tressler with the 5-3 sacrifice moves Schneider up to second base with 1 away. And here is Maddie Maratz popped out to second with 1 away now. And they're called strike one. Normally 12 runs is more than enough in a softball game, but you just kind of get the feeling that you're going to need a couple of more with the treacherous conditions out there, the way this game has gone so far. And they're called strike, and the count quickly 0-2 to Marats. No balls, 2 strikes. Just outside. Umpire likes it outside, but that was a little bit too much, and the count 1-2. Outfield shading her a little bit to left field, and she checks swings and scatters a Glen dugout, and the count remains 1-2 to Marats. What's that yellow thing up in the sky? Haven't seen that in a while. Sun trying to burn through here, believe it or not. One-two pitch. Just outside, 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. Jessica Schneider standing on second base with 1 away. That one fouled on the first base side off the bat handle.
Hey, way battle, girl.
This is a young Dripping Springs ball club. Of the 10 players, including the Plex player, only 3 of them are seniors. First 6 players in the batting order: sophomore, 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 freshman, sophomore, junior. As good as they are, they're going to get better. Outside, and the count goes full to Marats. Three balls, 2 strikes. Up high, ball 4, and Dripping Springs has runners at first and second with 1 away. Back to the top of the order go to Taylor Anderson.
Top of the lineup, our shortstop, number 3, Taylor Anderson.
And the first half of this lineup is loaded. The big sticks coming up. Anderson stepping in, an infield single her last at bat. Shows bunt, pulls it back, pitched down low on the carpet. Blocked by Farmer. One 1-0 pitch. That one does get by, and it's going to be 2-0. Both runners are going to move up. Schneider to third, Marats to second with 1 away. A couple more runs there in scoring position. And a hitter's count of 2-0 to Taylor Anderson. Two-0 pitch. At the letters for a called strike. 2-1. Two-one pitch. Ground ball right side. That's going to be enough to score the run. The toss over to first. And an RBI fielder's choice for Anderson makes it 13-10. Yeah, Schneider comes home. Maratz moves up to third base.
Number 17, Lenan Scott.
2 outs now for Lenan Scott, but now 13-10. Dripping Springs up by 3. Pitch down low, ball 1. Down low, 2-0. Two balls, no strikes to Scott. Oh boy, oh boy. Two balls, 1 strike. Umpire hearing it from the partisan Tigers fans. That one seemed a little extreme. 2-1 pitch. Almost the exact same spot. And the count 3-1. Three and 1. That ball is going to get down into right center field for a base hit. RBI single to right from Lenan Scott, and it's 14-10. Dripping Springs has rebuilt the 4-run lead. Marat scores the 14th run of the game. 2 outs, runner at first now. And that'll bring up Jordan Cox, just a sophomore, the beneficiary of these 14 runs. Pitch inside portion of the plate. Call strike 1. Fouled out of play to the right side. The count 0-2 to Cox. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And the inning is over. So Cox strikes out to retire the side, but not before Dripping Springs gets the 2 runs back. And they get him on 1 hit. We'll keep it here. We'll go to the bottom half of the 6th inning, 14-10. Give a shout out to my mom, tuned in from the great state of Illinois. I'm normally the voice of the Vandergrift Vipers. Unfortunately, we are out of the playoffs. Don't even have a play-in game this weekend, so I became free and turned my mom into a Lady Viper fan. We'll see if we can turn her into a Lady Tiger fan here this afternoon. As it'll be 6, 7, and 8 hitters due up here for Glenn. Caitlin Bolter, Paige Shook, and Peyton Gilmore due up here. Dripping Springs with a 4-run cushion now. Game 1 of a 3-game series. Again, Game 2 will follow 30 minutes after this, and we'll just keep the link up, keep the stream going. Game 3 would be tomorrow afternoon back at Glenn if needed. And yes, good to be back with you in video today. The agreement was we would do audio at Glenn. It wasn't a mistake. That was the agreement, so that's why There was no video last night, but since we're at Dripping Springs Ballpark, we'll have video for the rest of this one. If there is a Game 3 tomorrow, it would be audio as well. And we'll get the archives posted to the website later on tonight.
Batting first, number 9, Caitlin Bolter.
So here's Caitlin Bolter, 6, 7, and 8 hitters due up here for Glenn. She comes in batting .343 with 2 home runs and 5 RBI. Pitch inside, low, ball 1. Dripping Springs 6 outs away from taking a 1-0 lead in the series. High fly ball into center field. Going back and may go. Not able to control it. And running first, heading for second is Bolter. Tough break there. Konetsky started in, came back, seemed to have a beat on it, but stumbled again. It's treacherous footing out there. Don't let the benign look fool you. It's tricky. That'll bring up Paige Shook with a runner at second base. Shows bunt, gets it down. Cox has it, and will throw it to first in time. Shook hustling up the line, made it close. I think Dripping Springs would trade an out for a sacrifice bunt with a 4-run lead.
Next, number 6, Peyton Gilmore.
So a 1-4 sacrifice puts Bolter over to third base with 1 away. That'll bring up Peyton Gilmore. That ball hit out into center field for a base hit to score the run. (14-11). Glenn is not going to go away in this one.
Batting next, number 6, number 5, Caitlin Trela.
So here's Caitlin Trulove with 1 out runner at first base. And that one will get back to the screen and allow Gilmore to move up to second base. These two teams going at it like a couple of heavyweight fighters. As soon as one team lands a punch, the other team counter punches. Swung on, foul back to the screen. No balls, 2 strikes. Laid off of that one, and the count goes to 1-2 to Trulove. One-two pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And Trulove is down on strikes for the second time this afternoon. 2 outs now. Back to the top of the order we go to Tasia Tate.
Up next, number 4, Tasia Tate.
Two outs, runner at second. Pitch a little outside, ball 1. One 0 pitch. Up high, ball 2. That ball slapped down the third base side, but foul. 2 balls. 1 strike. Dripping Springs will have 4, 5, and 6 hitters due up in their half of the 7th inning. 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Hoping to get there with a 3-run lead. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Tate. Two-two pitch. That ball poked into the left field for a base hit. They are going to hold the runner at third. Runners at the corners. Tate with a nice 2-out hit for Glenn will bring up Natalie Hoffman.
Up next, number 11, Natalie Hoffman.
Hoffman a single in the 5th inning. Low and away, ball 1. Again, this is not your typical number 1 versus number 4 matchup where you're going to see a 15-0 4-inning game. One 1-0 pitch. High and away, ball 2. Snap though down to third, gets away, and allows the runner to move up to second base. Moratz was backing it up to keep the runner at third, but unable to keep Tate at first base. As she moves up to second base on the throw. The pitch. Popped up shallow center field. Coming on is going to be the right fielder. Erica Konetsky hauls it in to retire the side and put out the threat. In the inning for Glenn, they pick up 1 run. They get it on 2 hits, helped out by a couple of errors. And we will go to the top half of the 7th inning. New score, 14-11. We'll take a break, be back for the 7th inning. You're watching Dripping Springs Lady Tigers Softball on Vype Live.
Hey, buddy, you say you wish someone was covering your favorite high school sports teams? You just couldn't make it to the game and you need to find out now what's going on? Well, my friend, your prayers are answered. Go to Vype, VYPE.com and hit Find Your School to see what Vype is saying about your great community. See for yourself why Vype is the leader in high school sports coverage in Texas. Check us out at Vype, VYPE.com.
Welcome back to Dripping Springs. 14-11 your score. I knew Brian would be curious. He just texted me. The Dripping Springs win. Doesn't take long to get attached to a team when you're doing this. Let me give him the update here real quick. All right, for Dripping Springs, it'll be 4, 5, and 6 hitters due up. Hayden Anderson, the freshman, to lead it off.
Batting first, freshman, third base, number 18, Hayden Anderson.
Good to have Dripping Springs softball back on the airways with us. We were supposed to do games in the Brittany Tuck tournament last year, 1 or 2 regular season game and playoffs, and of course we got through the Brittany Tuck tournament and then the world shut down. So good to be back out here at the ballpark. And that pitch high and away, ball 1 to Anderson. Lady Tigers looking for some insurance. Goose eggs in the scoreboard have been hard to buy in this game. Pitch down low, ball 2. Inside low 3-0. Top high ball 4. It's a 4-pitch walk to lead it off.
Up next, sophomore, right field, number 7, Erica Konetsky.
So here's Erica Konetsky stepping in with a runner at first base, nobody out. Pitch down low, ball 1. That pitch in there for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Awfully high, Blue.
One and 1 the count. Outside corner for a strike. 1-2. One and 2. Laid off of that one outside of the count. 2-2. Slapper to left side. Shortstop has it. Goes to second for 1. And a nice job there by Shook to Crosby to get the force out.
Batting next, junior center field, number 5, Haley Konetsky.
So Konetsky board on the fielder's choice. 1 away for Haley Konetsky.
Come on, H, you got this.
That one tapped foul up the third base side. Strike 1. No balls, 1 strike. Outside corner, strike 2. Throw down to second, and it is not in time. I think the throw was on time, but a great slide there by Erica Konetsky slid around the tag. No balls, 2 strikes.
Come on, H. Come on, girl, we need you here.
Outside, 1-2. That one tapped. Slow roll. The third baseman has it. The throw over to first in time. Gilmore to Truelove. So the 5-3 putout retires Konetsky for out number 2. Erica Konetsky over to third base. Now 2 outs for Maddie Torres. So 2 outs, big insurance run sitting at third base for Torres. That ball ripped but fouled on the third base side. Strike 1. One pitch to Torres, swing and a miss, pulled the string on that one, the count 0-2. Looking ahead to the Grizzly half of the 7th inning, it'll be top of the order, actually, check that, heart of the order, 3, 4, and 5 hitters due up. So some tough outs ahead. That's why that runner at third base is so important. 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. And the inning is over. So no runs, no hits, nobody left on base. We will go to the bottom half of the 7th inning. Dripping Springs on top, 14-11, 3 outs away from a 1-0 lead in the series. We'll take a break, be right back. You're watching Dripping Springs Lady Tiger Softball on Vype Live.
For high school sports coverage second to none, discriminating sports fans, booster clubs, and student bodies will tell you Vype stands above the rest. Vype can provide your school and your entire school district with complete digital video streaming and live broadcast coverage at prices that fit your budget. Find out more information at Vype, VYPE.com. VYPE.com.
At Austin Pets Alive, the mission is to promote and provide the resources, education, and programs needed to eliminate the killing of companion animals. That means more happy pets joining more happy families every single day. In fact, Austin Pets Alive has saved more than 25,000 dogs and cats since 2008. And you can help. Adopt a new family member, help out with a donation, or roll up your sleeves and volunteer. If you have love, time, or money to spare, we all have at least one of those, you're needed. Visit AustinPetsAlive.com to get started. Austin Pets Alive, helping people help pets.
Vype Live, formerly KMAX Sports, one of the largest broadcast networks in Texas and the nation. Check us out at Vype, VYPE.com. Vype is the leader in high school sports broadcasts. We've been doing it for 15 years.
3rd and 13. Again, another reverse. Breaking tackles, dives to the end zone. Touchdown, Rangers.
16 seconds, really close.
All right, here we go to the bottom half of the 7th inning. With a 3-run lead, Kiana Chavez will lead it off. Swinging on the first pitch, lifts it down the left field line, and making the catch in fair territory with Maddie Maratz, one away. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the 7th. Let her bring up Riley Harris.
Up next, pitcher number 15, Riley Harris.
Pitch up high, ball 1.
Come on, Blue.
Up high, 2-0. Pitch. Hit in the air to the right side. And drifting over and making the catch in the right field is Erica Konetsky, and they're 2 away. Glenn down to the final out here in game number 1. And Dakota Farmer will step in.
Batting next, number 13, Dakota Farmer. One more out, ladies.
2 outs, base is empty. Now low 1-0. That ball hit hard to left field. That's pretty well tagged. Going back, and it is gone. So Dakota Farmer with a solo blast to left field pulls Glenn to within 2 at 14-12.
Batting next, number 9, Caitlin Bolter.
That'll bring up Caitlin Bolter with 2 outs, bases empty. Pitch up high, ball 1. Up high, 2-0. And time's going to be called here. 14-12, bottom of the 7th inning in game number 1. This one has been a slugfest. Tigers, a visiting team. This game started last night in Leander. Dripping Springs with 1 in the first, 2 in the second. Glenn got 6 in the bottom of the 3rd. Dripping Springs got 6 in the top of the 4th. Glenn got 2 in the bottom of the 4th, and then the game was suspended until this afternoon when we picked up. Dripping Springs got 3 in the top of the 5th. Glenn answered with 2 in the bottom of the 5th. The Tigers got 2 in the 6th. Glenn got 1 in the bottom of the 6th. Dripping Springs held scoreless in the 7th, and Glenn has just added 1 in the bottom of the 7th to bring us to 14-12. Two outs, bases empty. Pitch inside, low ball 2 to Caitlin Bolter. At the lettuce for a strike. 2 balls, 1 strike. Two on pitch. Poked in the air, left field line, drifting towards foul territory, and making the catch is a shortstop, Taylor Anderson. The ball game is over. So we are final in game 1, 14-12. All right, we'll take a quick break. Be back to wrap it up here. You are watching Dripping Springs Lady Tigers softball, game 1 of the books. Back in just a second here in Vype Live.
For high school sports coverage second to none, discriminating sports fans, booster clubs, and student bodies will tell you Vype stands above the rest. Vype can provide your school and your entire school district with complete digital video streaming and live broadcast coverage at prices that fit your budget. Find out more information at Vype, VYPE.com. VYPE.com.
Game 1 of the series goes to the Dripping Springs Lady Tigers, 14-12, to take a 1-game-to-none lead. We're going to go ahead and put the headphones down. We'll keep the stream up, and we'll be back with you here in roughly 25-30 minutes or so for the start of game number 2. The universe will revert back to normal. Dripping Springs will be the home team again, as they will go to the sweep here to try to close out Glenn, leading at 1-game-to-none. For now, my name is Merle Bertrand, signing out here from Dripping Springs. We'll keep the stream up and be back in about 20 minutes right here on Vype Live.